Hey, what's... I almost fell back. Anyway, I like to consider myself a very well-rounded person. You know, excuse me, as much as I like to do the music and stuff, I have several other interests, and I thought I'd share some of those with you today. I have several collections, and I'm going to give you a sample of some of my collections today. And I just kind of took stuff at random. So the first thing I'm going to show you is this t-shirt. I have a big t-shirt collection, and this is one of them. And I actually did this t-shirt, right there it is, right there. It says Peaceful Warrior. See, you got to get it up a little bit. Got to remember when you're working with the cameras, it's a little different. But there it is. Okay, then I lift it up. Peaceful Warrior. See? Okay, so I actually did that. And this is one of my original t-shirts, the Peaceful Warrior one. But I have several t-shirts. I have probably 100 different t-shirts, you know, rock t-shirts and old psychedelic ones, and also ones I've made, and also t-shirts that, you know, that are really obscure. You know, like I have an Adam Ant t-shirt. You know, I mean, who remembers Adam Ant? Anyway, that's one of my collections. Another collection I have is cards, trading cards. I do trading cards. And I have some really rare stuff. And if anybody is into trading cards, then they'll know the rarity of some of the stuff I have. Here are some trading cards in mint condition. These are in mint condition from the WCW Wrestling, and this is El Gigante, and on the other side it's one of the Fabulous Freebirds, you know, P.S. Michael Hayes. So that's one of the trading cards I have. Another one I have, I have a whole collection. This is from the Hellraiser franchise. If you're familiar with the Hellraiser, you know, Pinhead and everything, well this trading card is from the Hellraiser. See? So you got to remember, I got to deal with this camera. There we go. So that's a Hellraiser card, and then it has all the stats and everything about it on the back. I have a whole entire collection of those. See? And then there's the Hellraiser right there. Okay. Well, another trading card I have that I'm pretty proud of is these are really interesting, pretty you know, rare and stuff. It's a combination of the Looney Tunes along with real people, real sports figures. See, so you get the Looney Tunes, and then you get the real sports figures along with them and stuff like that. And I have a whole entire series of those, you know. And that's the other ones I have are Batman, the originals. Oh, this is an interesting one. You got to remember, this is just like the tip of the iceberg as far as my collection. But this is Hook. You remember Hook, the movie with Dustin Hoffman and Robin Williams? Well, this is a trading card from Hook. It's got the whole entire movie. Scenes and everything like that, and I got a whole entire collection of those. I also have some marbles. I have a lot of marbles. I have a lot of DCs, real rare DCs too. I have some Ed Wood. I have some Hollywood characters. I have some Night of the Living Dead, which are really rare. I have some Beatle trading cards, and I have some Marilyn Monroes. I'll feature these in you know, future videos because they're really rare, and I don't think you can get them anymore. But anyway, that's trading cards. That's another thing. Another thing I collect is movie stills, pictures, and I mean, everybody knows this one. There we go. That's Snake from Escape from New York, and that's really a nice 8x10 color glossy, very valuable to a collector, all mounted and framed and everything. And another one I just came across, which is becoming even more valuable because of, if you think about it, it was done almost 20 years ago or more, is this one here, which when it came out it wasn't that valuable, but now since it's 20 years down the road, if you can see this, it's Jim Carrey in Ace Ventura. Plus it's that real great scene where he puts the asparagus in his mouth and says, "Oh, I seem to have something in my teeth." You know, and that's all mounted and framed, and that's a glossy. And then another one that I'm really proud of, this is an old movie from the 60s, and some of the people featured in it are Ozzie Harriet, who is the father of, or Ozzie Nelson rather, it's Ozzie and Harriet Nelson, and there's Ozzie Nelson, who's the father of course, Ricky Nelson, and right next to the woman there is Ricky Nelson. And I think David Nelson is in this one too, along with some other actors and actresses. So this is pretty rare stuff too to have. See, there's Ozzie, right there, the original Ozzie, you know. And then the kid right there in the dark, that's Ricky Nelson. So that's an original one too. So that's pretty cool stuff. And then this one's really, really rare. This is an old still from a Frank Sinatra, Deborah Carr movie. And it's got Frank Sinatra, Deborah Carr, and Cesar Romero in a scene in a wedding chapel. I think it's called Marriage on the Rocks. Anyway, that's really, really rare, and that's an 8x10 still too. That's another part of my collection. Here's some more. I collect comic books. First of all, I'm going to show you this one. This one's fantastic. This is an amazing stories that I just picked up, and it's from 1945, but it's in about its 13th volume or something. So obviously it goes back to the 30s, and basically it's a whole thing of science fiction stories and stuff from the 30s and the 40s. And then you turn it around, and you got like the tram, you know, the car on cables that hadn't happened yet. But they actually drew an artist's conception of what it would look like if there was a car that could, you know, travel on cables and stuff like that, which of course they have now, you know, the monorail and all that kind of stuff. So that's really cool. I just picked that one up at a collector's convention. And then here's a reissue of a Vampirella. And if you're familiar with Vampirella, she's a real cool vampire, lady vampire, and so that's the original #1 reissue of Vampirella, and this is really, really rare. I'm really proud of this. I think I found it in a Salvation Army or something. Anyway, what that is that's a Spider-Man about child abuse that was only printed and sponsored by 7-Eleven stores, and there's no cover price on it at all. And if they say, you know, the cheaper the cover price, the more expensive it is, well, this has no cover price. The only way you could get this is you go to a 7-Eleven for a promotion. And that's still in plastic. This is a reprint of the #1 Creepy, but it's different. It's a different format. Frazetta's not in it, you know, because of course he died and his estate is in contention. But there are some original stories in there. Gene Colan is in there, who's one of the original creepy artists, and also Cunningham, who was one of the original creepy artists. So that's pretty cool to have. Here's an old Spider-Man. I love this one. This is who he's battling. This is a supervillain. He's called the Hermit. And this is you know, Spider-Man battling the Hermit. You know, well, the Hermit, well, what are his superpowers? Well, he goes off and leaves everybody alone. You know, that's his superpowers. Anyway, you know, it's the Hermit. That's the supervillain. And then I got some really cool underground stuff. Here's one of the original Gilbert Shelton's Fat Freddy's Cat. This is like the 75-cent cover one. The other ones are like $1.50, but this is like one of the originals, you know, Fat Freddy, you know, the Fabulous Furry Freak Brothers. Well, this is Fat Freddy's Cat, who had his own comic for a while. And then this is really cool. I found a whole entire series based on the Reanimator, you know, the H.P. Lovecraft story that turned into the great movie of Reanimator. Well, there's a whole entire series now based on the Reanimator. I've got like about 5 or 6 comics in that genre. Let me look real quick here, and oh yeah, here's Charles Burns' Gun Club, or Blood Club. He's really good. He's so dark, you know, but he's really, really good. And Cthulhu, you know, H.P. Lovecraft, Cthulhu. And I think I'm getting to the, so I'm going to continue this on another video.